Past the orchard fence where the wild grass bends, there's a footpath worn by rain. It runs through roads where the daylight ends and comes out white again. A coffee tin held nails and a string buried under the shed. And back when every small brown thing felt like something heaven said. The screen door sighed in the evening heat, while the creek talked low below. Bare heels learned the dust of the street, then the years learned how to go. Now the house sits back from the county line, with vines across the frame, and the hills keep turning green with time, but they never say my name. Maybe faith is a match struck slow, a little light then doubt. Maybe home is the place you go when the road won't let you out. Fire lean low, let the shadows rise, let the smoke drift over the field. There's a younger voice in the cricket cries, there's an old ache almost healed. Under all this open sky, a small heart learns to yield. Stone by stone the creek moves on, grass grows over the track. Some doors close without being gone, some roads don't lead you back. Let the fire lean low, let the shadows rise, let the smoke drift over the field. There's a younger voice in the cricket cries, there's an old ache almost healed. Let the fire lean low, let the shadows rise, let the smoke drift over the field. There's a younger voice in the cricket cries, there's an old ache almost healed.
At the cattle bridge where the gravel ends, the cottonwood sift the light. A deer path slips where the river bends and disappears from sight. The clay on my boots remembers rain, the birds remember fields. A rusty can by the sagging chain still keeps what time conceals. Storefront bell in my childhood town would ring at 5 each day. Now weeds come up where the mill burned down, and swallows own the clay. A hymn once arose from the chapel hill, then scattered through the pines. Some questions follow the footpath still, like smoke between the lines. No burn inside, no voice above, just
The old fire road by the blackberry canes carries dust on a low south breeze. A torn up map with the county names rides folded against my knees. At the ridge where the scrub oaks open wide, the valley sinks out slow. A child's blue marble I used to hide turns up in the red dirt glow. And though shed out back with a leaning wall, held rope and cedar twine, we kept our wishes in a coffee can beneath the muscadine. Now grass comes up through the porch board seams, and the lane grows back to thorn. But a brown wren sings in the live oak leaves like the day that I was born. No straight answer in the riverbed, no bright hand in the sky, just the trail that breaks, then mends again, and the hawk still circling high. Let the small road take me where it will, past the fields gone soft and brown. There's a quiet ache the hills can hold when no one else is around. The years run on like water still, but they don't wash everything down. Firelight leans on the ring of stone, smoke threads through the trees. Maybe faith is walking on with doubt beside your knees. Let the small road take me where it will, past the fields gone soft and brown. There's a quiet ache the hills can hold when no one else is around. Let the small road take me where it will, past the fields gone soft and brown. There's a quiet ache the hills can hold when no one else is around.
Where the county road loses its yellow line and the grass leans over the stone, a mile-marked sparrow keeps simple time on a post with the paint half gone. The trail runs low through the cedar bend with birds in the cuffs of my jeans. Every step sounds like a question again in the hush between the leaves. There was a hand-me-down tent by the river bars in a tin cup dented and blue. A boy made saints of the evening stars when he needed something true. Now the same hills lift in the amber light with the silence near jelly. No winter rose from the ground. Just my breath in the long tree line and the slow creek turning around. Let the map be wrong, let the road be kind, let the dust ride over my name. There's a younger field in the back of my mind, still green after all that changed. And I walk so small through the widening pines, but I'm listening better today. Firelight leans on a ring of stones, smoke goes soft through the pine. Somewhere between the road and home, a lost boy falls into line. Let the map be wrong, let the road be kind, let the dust ride over my name. There's a younger field in the back of my mind, still green after all that changed.
Where the ridge trail turns by the lichened stone, when the pine pitch sweetens the air, the evening walks with a soft footfall through the grass grown ankle high there. A tobacco pouch with a button inside still hides in the barn wall seam from days when the world felt river wide and sleep came clean as a dream. And the old dirt lane by the sorghum field runs out where the sycamores stand, and the creek cuts low with its silver wheel through the roots and yellow sand. And there were hymns in the house, there was doubt in the shed, there were stars beyond the screen, and a boy lay quiet in a borrowed bed, trying to say what it means. No angel spoke from the cedar limb, no answer crossed the plain, just smoke going up where the light grew dim and stones dark after rain. Let the hills keep what I cannot hold, let the fire burn down to red. There's a path in me through the Marigold where my younger footsteps led, small as a seed in the wide unknown, still listening for the thread. Dust on the cuff, ash on the ground, crickets under the leaves. Somewhere deep where the road bends down, the past still learns to breathe. Let the hills keep what I cannot hold. Let the fire burn down to red. There's a path in me through the Marigold where my younger footsteps led.
The dirt road hums where the grass grows high, past the barns with the sun-warmed beams. A hawk hangs still in the copper sky, like a thought caught between two dreams. There's a gate I climbed when my hands were small, in a trail cut down through the cedar shade. Now the trees stand quiet and remember it all, while the daylight thins on the path we made. The porch light burned by the field at night, and the creek kept time with a low soft song. My mother's voice in the lantern light said the road gets short, then it gets long. Kept a smooth gray stone from the riverbed for the years that slipped through my open ends. Some things leave, but they never end. They turn like dust over open land, and the hills don't tell me what to believe. They only rise where the shadows run, somewhere between what stays and leaves. The heart walks home through the setting sun. So let the wide fields carry my name. Let the fire burn low, let the dark come round. Every mile is a borrowed flame, every silence is a holy sound. I'm only small, but I'm not the same, with my feet on the forgiven ground. Let the fire burn low, let the dark come round. Every mile is a borrowed flame, every silence is a holy sound.
Down by the bend where the green reeds sway, the trail turns red under sycamore shade. A tin cup rings in the hush of day, and smoke climbs slow from the fire we made. Old hills keep hold of a child's bare feet, and marbles lost in the roadside clay. The years go by with a wing beat sweet, but the ground remembers the games we played. Quiet road takes a long way around, past thistle fields and a leaning shed. The sun drops low without a sound, like a lantern hung by a thinning thread. Somewhere back in the dust and grass, a younger voice calls clear then fades. Time moves on like a river past, leaving smooth dark stones in its place. Faith is small as an ember's glow, wide as the evening plain. Both walk with me where the trail gets low, both know my shadow by name. Let the road run under my tired soles, let the grass lean over the line. There's a child in the dust with a pocket of stones, and a question he left behind. Under all this moving sky, still learning how to say goodbye. The fire burns down to a red-eyed ring, crickets rise where the dark fields breathe. Nothing here says what it means, but everything asks me to leave. Let the road run under my tired soul. There's a child in the dust with a pocket of stones. Let the road run under my tired soul. There's a child in the dust with a pocket of stones. Under all this moving sky, still learning how to say goodbye.
By the split rail fence where the hay fields lean, the road turns loose and slow. A fox slips out through the summit green, then fades where the creek runs low. There's a tin roof bright on the far hillside, a porch worn smooth by Just breath in the grass and the tracks we made, still soft at the edge of night. Let the low road carry my name. Let the fire burn quiet and brown. The years go out like a little flame, but they leave their warmth in the ground. Small as a stone in the river's frame, still turning when no one's around. Smoke threads thin through the hickory trees. Crickets rise from the clay. What I lost keeps moving with me, not gone, just farther away. Let the low road carry my name. Let the fire burn quiet and brown. The years go out like a little flame, but they leave their warmth in the ground. Let the low road carry my name. Let the fire burn quiet and brown. The years go out like a little flame, but they leave their warmth in the ground.
Past the tolling bridge where the wild oats rise, the road runs thin through cane. A red wing cuts through the apricot skies, then vanishes into grain. There's a lunchbox dent in the tool shed wall, a name scratched under the lid. From a boy who thought he could hear God call in the places grown-ups hid. The pasture path by the walnut trees still bends toward the stream, where smooth stones slept under honeybees and minnows flash like dreams. Now the barn roof sags in the evening light, and the gate won't close the same. But the dust still lives in a golden flight when the road speaks my old name. No clear word came from the hills above, no sign nailed to the blue, just my breath and the sound of the creek finding its way through. Let the quiet road take what Let the fire burn down to thread. There's a prayer called low in the roadside weeds. There's a child not gone, just ahead. Small as a spark in a field of seeds, still warm where the old days led. Sycamore, crows go black against the sun. Some homes are doors you don't close anymore. Some miles are never done. Let the quiet road take what it needs. Let the fire burn down to thread. There's a prayer called low in the roadside weeds. There's a child not gone, just ahead.
The logging trail bends where the fir roots climb, and the pines lean close to hear. A crow calls out in a crooked rhyme, then the whole ridge disappears. There's a boot scarred stump by the fire ring, where my brother carved his name. Now moss grows soft over everything, but the wood still holds the same. The old road runs by the pasture gate, past the barn with the sinking roof. A child once counted the stars too late, looking hard for a little proof. Now the grass comes up through the gravel seam, and the creek pulls stones downstream. What felt like truth, what felt like dreams, still walks beside me unseen. No thunder spoke from the mountainside, no sign was burned in the dust, just a hawk on a slow blue tide, and a heart not sure who to trust. So let the fire the trees. There's a road in me with no porch light. There's a prayer caught under the leaves.
At the edge of town where the sweet gum leans, a footpath slips through hay past a rusted pump, and the bean vine screens to a field gone gold with day. There's a mason jar in my memory, and a shed with a sagging door. When the dust lifts up, it carries me to the boy I was before. By the creek I learned how questions run over shale and under root, with a pocket knife bright in the lowering sun, and burst tied hard to my boot. There was scripture chalked on the mission wall, cicadas in the pines, but the valley never explained it all, and just wide in between the lines. And maybe faith is a seed in clay, waiting under rain. Maybe doubt is a crow that stays on the wire by the lane. And the hills roll out like an old long breath, slow as the fire burns down. What I couldn't keep, what I haven't left, moves like smoke through this town, small as a stone in a riverbed, still learning how to be found. Grass grows wild, the swallows turn and return. Somewhere deep in the dust of a child, and there's a match still waiting to burn. And the hills roll out like an old long breath, slow as the fire burns down. What I couldn't keep, what I haven't left, moves like smoke through this town.
At the meadow stile where the fence rails lean, the footpath drops through clover. A jar fly sings in the sycamore green, and the day rolls slowly over. A tobacco tin with a compass face still waits beneath the stair. Back when every field had a hiding place, and God felt almost there. The chapel bell from the gravel rise used to cross the pasture wide. Now vines run over the window eyes, and the swallows live inside. The creek keeps turning its silver tongue over root and rusted nail, like a song my mother almost sung at the end of a fading trail. No answer wrote itself in stone, no sign swung clear above, just smoke from a fire and the long walk home, and doubt with its hand in the dust. Let the low hill carry what I can, let the red road take its share. There's a child in me by the water plant, still looking for a prayer. Small as a corn in a river's hand, still shining under there. Grass grows tall where the porch once stood. Light slips through the beams. Some roads leave you for your own good, some keep walking through your dreams. Let the low hill carry what I can, let the red road take its share. There's a child in me by the water plant, still looking for a prayer. Small as a coin in a river's hand, still shining under there.
Beyond the quarry where the sunlight gleams, the footpath loosens into grass. The jay breaks blue from the sycamore green, lets the quiet pass. The creek talks low through root and shell, with minnows flashing small. Old barefoot days beside the trail still answer when I call. The house back then had a screen door wide and beams along the leaves. My father tied the rain with twine to jars of garden seeds. Now fence post hill where the meadow climbs. The well is capped with stone. All my old questions keep seed of time. Out here walking alone. No answer carved in the limestone face. No voice above the pine. Only breath in a widening space. Only dust keeping time. Let the trail take all my noise. Let the fire find its cold. There's a child in the thistle, a grown man's voice, still learning what is whole. In the hush where the low hills bend and smoke lifts from the ground. What was lost is not the end, just a seed without a sound. Moss turns soft in the lantern light. Grass bows under my shoes. Doubt walks close on the left-hand side. Faith leaves tracks there too. Let the trail take all my noise. Let the fire find its cold. There's a child in the thistle, a grown man's voice, still learning what is hope.
Trail been low where the cedar lean past blackberry wire and a rust-red gate. A boyhood map in the dust between my worn-out boots and the county plate. The grass breathed out in the evening light. Smoke from a fire made a soft gray crown. Some old question kept walking the side like a little stone I couldn't set down. Hills rolled on with their patient backs, fence posts counting miles from home. A creek kept talking through cottonwood cracks, saying names that the years had worn. The house I knew is a field of weeds, doorstep buried, the windows gone, but the road still carries those smaller needs for a place in the world to rest upon. Oh, maybe faith is a match in the wind, maybe doubt is a room made wide. Stars come gathering in, something opens on the inside. Out where the tall grass touches the air, and the dark pines lean like they're listening. There's no answer waiting there, just the sound of my own heart softening. A seed, worn as a stone, still trying to find my way back home. birds call from the other side. Every road that led me out left a quiet trail inside. How the tall grass touches the air, there's no answer waiting there. Small as a seed, worn as a stone, still trying to find my way back home.
By the cattle gate where the red dust climbs, past the bend where the cedars lean, a box of matches in my father's lines still smell like pine and gasoline. The trail ran thin through the foxglove rows, my boots kept time with the cricket choir. The hills held back what nobody knows, and evening folded itself in fire. A church bell once from the valley floor could reach our field in a broken ring. Now the chapel's paint is chipped by the door, and swallows nest where the hymns would sing. Kept a creek stone deep in my coat for every question I couldn't name. The water answered in a lower note and never answered me the same. Some prayers are only breath and dust, some truths are tracks the rain won't keep. The road says leave what you must, the dark says nothing back but deep. Oh, the white hills don't call me brave, they just let my shadow lie down. Every year gives back what it gave in a smaller kind of sound. And somewhere under the fading light, a quiet heart can still be found. Slow from a ring of stone, grass bends low where the footpaths part. Maybe home is not a home, but a way of walking through the heart. The white hills don't call me brave, they just let my shadow lie down. Oh, and every year gives back what it gave in a smaller kind of sound.
switchgrass waves a narrow trail leaves town, past bottle trees in a copper haze, past fence wire falling down. The river bends with a patient tongue, it talks through root and scent, a prayer from back when the world was young still warms my open hand. The schoolyard bell from the valley road would fade along the pines. We hid small pennies where the milkweed showed and called them holy signs. Now the swing tree leans by the empty well with rope marks in its grain. It keeps the names I could never tell and gives them back as rain. Maybe doubt is a bird on a wire watching the fields grow dim. Maybe faith is a low green fire still breathing under the limb. Let the long grass cover my tracks, let the soft road carry me on. All that I lost keeps walking back in the hush before the dawn. Small as a seed in the turning land, still reaching after gone. Smoke lifts thin from the stones we laid, cicadas lean into sound. Somewhere under the dust we made, a younger heart stays found. Let the long grass cover my tracks, let the soft road carry me on. All that I lost keeps walking back in the hush before the dawn.
Where the old rail sinks in the Johnson grass and the trail cuts east through clay, a dragonfly shines like a shard of glass, then lifts and slips away. The pines stand thin with a resin breath, the dust lies soft and red, and every step on the road feels left by the boy I used to tread. Oh, there's a water tank by the pasture bend with swallows in the beams, a place where summer would never end in our barefoot borrowed dreams. Now the gate hangs loose on a rusted chain, the fields lean back inside, and the creek keeps saying my childhood name while the herons cross the sky. No hymn came clear from the chapel hill, no answer split the stone, just a fire burned low and the stars stood still and the road went walking on. Let the wild land make me small, let the smoke rise slow and but the trail keeps letting me in. Ooh. Grows high where the tracks once shone. Light turns gold on the ground. Some things leave, but they leave a tone only quiet can turn around. Let the wide land make me small. Let the smoke rise slow and thin. What I lost still knows my
past the cattle guard where the hill road bends. The grass leans gold in the low sun's glow. A trail runs on where the fence line ends, and the creek talks soft through the stones below. My pack is light, but the years sit deep, like burrs in the hem of a faded shirt. The pines keep watch while the shadows creep, and the red dust rises from the dirt. There's a field out here where my father stood, with his hands in clay and his eyes on rain. The barn fell down like old barns should, but the swallows still know every beam by name. Some childhood sound in the cottonwood leaves comes back half clear, then slips away. A small voice caught in the grass and weeds, asking what was lost and what might stay. Faith feels thin as a thread of smoke. Doubt walks shore on the gravel track. Both sit down where the fire gets low. Both look out and don't look back. There's no door in the sky, no lock, no key, just a wide blue hush over scrub and stone. Still the ground holds something close to me, like a word I knew before I'd grown. Small as a spark, plain as breath, walking with the miles I have left. Coyotes call from the ridge line dark. Firelight bends in the river sand. A question glows like a buried spark, then cools back down in my open hand. There's no door in the sky, no lock, no key, just a wide blue hush over scrub and stone. There's no door in the sky, no lock, no key, just a wide blue hush over scrub and stone. Small as a spark, plain as breath, walking with the miles I have left. brown and thin through the evening grain. The fire burns lower, the river slows, and smoke right circles then loosens again. The hills hold still in a copper light, with grass to the knees and dust on the tongue. A barn owl lifts from the roofless night, like a thought I had when the world was young. There's a stump out back where the old house stood, and a nail in the pine where a swing once swayed. The fields grew over the split fence wood, but the footpath stayed where the children played. A creek keeps turning the same small song over flat gray stones in the sycamore shade. Years move slow, then they're suddenly gone, like smoke through leaves at the end of day. Faith comes quiet as a coal gone red. Doubt goes walking the farther track. Both sit close by the riverbed. Both know I'm not turning back. Under the low light, under the leaves, with the wide dark hills looking down. The past is a seed in the dust that breathes, still pushing roots through this ground. Small as a spark, steady as stone, still learning the shape of home. Crickets rise where the field lines blur. Firelight falls on my open hands. Every mile I carried here turns soft as ash in the river sand. Under the low light, under the leaves, ooh, the past is a seed in the dust that breathes. Ooh, small as a spark, steady as stone, still learning the shape of home.
The road runs thin past the pasture wire, where the dust lifts slow in the lowering sun. A match goes dark in the small campfire, and the pine stands still when the day is done. There's a gate I knew with a crooked chain, a mailbox bent by the summer rain, and somewhere under the cricket sound, the old me waits with his ear to the ground. The fields grew tall where the house once stood, with stones in rows by the sycamore shade. The porch gave in like old wood should, but the past stayed clear where my bare feet played. A crow flew west with a ragged cry. The creek kept turning its brown glass eye, and every mile that I thought was gone came walking back with the dust turned on. Maybe faith is a hand on bark, maybe Maybe doubt is a wider road. Both feel close when the hills grow dark. In the quietest, what the heart still holds. Let the tall grass cover my name. Let the smoke clean low and rise. I'm not the child who left this place, but the same dust stays in my eyes. Small beneath the turning sky, still asking where the years went by. Firelight moves like a half-told prayer over stone and root and clay. Oh, nothing answers in the air, but something listens anyway. Let the tall grass cover my name. Let the smoke clean low and rise. Small beneath the turning sky, still asking where the years went.